Assalamualaikum, salam sejahtera and good day to everyone. Welcome back to our lecture, Lecture 9, Lactation. And for your information, we have another two lectures. Lecture 10 after this, Avian Reproductive System, and Lecture 11, Factors that Influencing Successful and Unsuccessful, especially under reproductive system. Okay, so make sure you have my lecture notes right now. So we move to lecture 9, lactation, and I'll give you some definition of lactation. So lactation is milk secretion from the breast which become enlarged during pregnancy. And when we refer our lecture notes number 4, when we talk about puberty, estrogen and progesterone is very important, especially during the mammary gland growth and development. Okay, so increased serum concentrations of prolactin during pregnancy cause enlargement of the mammary glands of the breast and increases the production of milk. Okay, so when we talk about prolactin under lactation, it's actually related with the production of milk. Okay, high levels of progesterone during pregnancy act directly on the breast to stop ejection of milk. So we know that progesterone is important during pregnancy. However, after parturition or just after childbirth, the progesterone fall or stop, and then after that prolactin and oxytocin, also estrogen increase during parturition and during lactation. So we move to next slide. When the levels of progesterone fall after childbirth, that milk ejection is possible. So this statement is as I mentioned before. And then suckling promotes prolactin gene receptor expression and promotes continuous production of milk. Okay, I will explain later regarding on the biosynthesis of lactation when we talk about the cell secretory. So it's actually related with the gene receptors expression. Okay, termination of suckling suppress milk production, fertility affected by lactating mothers, high prolactin suppress cyclic production of gonadotropin. Okay, guys. So before we move to milk biosynthesis, you can refer my lecture notes. I think lecture slide number 4 and number 5 is reported about the structure, anatomy, especially when we talk about the mammary gland development. Okay, you just read slide number 4 and number 5, development of mammary gland from birth to puberty. And then please relate with the figure, especially slide number 5. Okay, now we move to milk biosynthesis. Okay, I read this one, milk biosynthesis, but you can refer this slide number 6 with slide number 7. Okay, now, milk synthesized in mammary gland, raw material of milk production transported via bloodstream to secretory cells, raw ingredients, amino acids, casein, lipids, and lactose, milk proteins synthesized within cells, mainly by endoplasmic reticulum, and it's attached in ribosomes, then incorporated into Golgi complex or Golgi vesicles. Carbohydrates such as lactose synthesized in Golgi apparatus, individual components kept separate inside secretory cells, and then component then pass along Golgi apparatus, which is responsible for eventual movement out of cells in the form of vesicles. Vesicles must pass through cytoplasm and plasma membrane to be deposited in lumen. So you can refer the figure or the image of milk biosynthesis, especially under the secretory cell. Okay, so we start from the ER, endoplasmic reticulum, and then we move to Golgi apparatus, the process or the biosynthesis. And then after that, from the Golgi apparatus or Golgi complex, produce, especially the vesicles, and this vesicle release the milk component through the lumen. So this is the what we call that, the biosynthesis in terms of milk. When we talk about the process, start from the cell, especially the secretory cells, start from the component of endoplasmic reticulum until the vesicle, from the lumen. You can see here the secretory cell. Okay, now, okay, so we move to slide number 8. Number 8 is just milk production. You just read, and this is related with the production in terms of the um, production of milk, cholesterol, okay, especially in cattle. Now, slide number 9 and 10 is about the anatomy of mammary gland. You just read the parenchyma, the stroma, alveolus, lobule, lobe, and teeth, and then some of the definition or the function of the mammary gland. And also slide number 10, you can refer the anatomy, the structure and the location of the mammary gland. Okay, so we continue our slide to hormonal maintenance of lactation. I think this one slide number 13. Okay, what is the hormone associated during lactation? Of course, prolactin is the major hormone, and the oxytocin. You can read this one. I give you some of the hormone associated during lactation. Prolactin, GH, oxytocin, and then thyroid hormone, insulin, corticosteroid, parathyroid hormone. So this is the hormone that associated during lactation. And then we move to colostrum. What is the colostrum? Colostrum is a yellowish, okay, salty, very high, whey protein, which is higher with the immunoglobulins and provides antibodies for newborn. Pig milk, which comes out of the udder for the first day of 2 following parturition. Initial memory secretion after parturition. If there is insufficient milk or the udder is damaged, or if the dam refuse to suckle the young, bottle feeding and supplementation have to be considered using milk bottle or a lamba. So I'm sure some of you have experience regarding on this milk, especially when we feed the baby, especially using the lamba or bottle feeding. But before that, you can see slide number 15. Slide number 15 is composition of milk. You just read the composition different between cow, goat, and human in terms of the compound of the milk. Water, fat, protein, lactose, and ash. Okay, guys. So slide number 17 is the picture, okay, especially for the bottle feeding and lamba. And then we move to slide number milk removal, number 19. Okay, number 19. Okay, milk secretion occurred during milk removal, and that certain stimulating factors cause this to occur. The pressure increase that direct the milk from the alveoli through the ducts, stimulation of the teats in a reflex secretion of oxytocin from the posterior pituitary gland, which on reaching the myoepithelial cells causes them to contract. So contraction of the myoepithelial cells will produced to the milk letdown. Of course, oxytocin is the major hormone during the milk letdown. Okay, the secretion of the oxytocin for milk letdown is usually associated with tranquil, which is calm situation, and it can be inhibited by stressful situation or frightened animal. Okay, so this is under milk removal. You can see the picture. The milk removal, especially when we talk about the sympathetic and parasympathetic, especially in under hypothalamus. Okay, so this is actually related with the teat stimulation and start from the alveoli by the myoepithelial cells. Of course, oxytocin is very important during the milk letdown. Okay, guys. So then you can see. I think we comes to the end when we talk about the milk. Sorry. Okay, please read the benefits of goat's milk. I think this is the last slide. Yeah. Um, when we talk about the benefits of goat milks. And please read, this lecture is not too long. Okay, the most important part is the milk biosynthesis, especially start from the ND, ER, and then after that Golgi apparatus or Golgi complex, and then towards to the vesicle and the milk component. Okay, so milk biosynthesis is very important, and then at least you know the definition, and then the others, the most important part is hormonal or hormone associated with lactation. Of course, prolactin is very important, especially for production of milk, and oxytocin for milk letdown. Other than that, you just read. Okay, make sure you understand, especially on the anatomy, on the function, the mammary gland, the location, okay, under lactation system. Okay, guys, so I stop here and we move to lecture 10 under avian reproductive system, and then after that lecture 11. Okay, lecture 11, I think I don't have the video recording, you just read, because lecture 11 is a general knowledge regarding on the successful factors, regarding on the factors successful or unsuccessful, especially under reproductive system. Okay, so we continue back after this and stay safe. Okay, thank you very much.